Hey guys, looks like we are live. Welcome. Every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Time, I go live right here in the Have Your Cake and Eat It Too Facebook group. And I answer all of your questions about becoming a virtual bookkeeper that owns their own business and is able to create financial freedom for their family, but also on a flexible schedule that works for you as a mom. So I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys have. You've got me for a whole hour. As long as there are some good questions, I'll be happy to stay on here as long as you guys need and get these questions answered. So if you're brand new to the group and you've never seen the live or you don't know me, my name is Tiffany Higgins. I'm a CPA and I started a bookkeeping business in 2015 after I realized that it was never going to be possible to reach my career goals, climbing up the corporate ladder and still feel like a good mom. So I decided to quit my job at a CPA firm and start a bookkeeping business on the side so I could be a stay-at-home mom again. And when I did that, I realized really quickly how easy it is to find bookkeeping clients, how valuable our services are to them, and how you can make a lot of money per hour working with clients to be able to create incredible wealth for your family. It only took me about 7 months to be able to stumble across enough clients that covered all of our family's bills at the time. And I was able to retire my husband before Christmas, on Christmas Eve of 2015. So I launched my business in May of 2015, and my husband retired from his job as well by Christmas Eve of that same exact year. So we experienced a ton of really awesome things that happened for our family as we grew a bookkeeping business. And I'm just super excited to be able to share those exact plans, those steps, that roadmap, so that all moms that are interested in changing their life in the same way that I changed mine, that they could do it without having to guess, without having trial and error, without having to go back and get an accounting degree, and without having to guess. You don't have to do it alone, like I did. So we really help you guys get to your end goal result as fast as possible. And in our academy, we teach you how to do all of that, even if you have no prior experience doing bookkeeping or accounting work, even if you have no degree or certification, even if you hate math. We can help you have an amazing bookkeeping business, even if all of those things exist. So most of our students come to us and we have a knack. One of our specialties is taking a somewhat complex subject like accounting and taxes and simplifying it down so that it's easy to understand. And we have, in turn, because of that superpower that we do have, we have been able to show a lot of moms, thousands of moms over the last 2.5 years on, actually, you know what? Tomorrow is 3 years. It's the anniversary of the idea. I was literally sitting in my car, driving down the highway, going to a business meeting, and I thought of the idea of creating the Stay-at-Home Bookkeeper Academy, March 23rd of 2019. So tomorrow will be like the 3-year anniversary. And I'm so glad I had that idea. I'm so glad I started this academy, because we've been able to impact the lives of thousands of moms, which then in turn impacted the lives of thousands and thousands of children and families, just by all the amazing benefits that these moms have been able to bring into their families as well. And one thing that I love to talk about is how having a business, being a business owner, helps you grow personally in so many ways. And that trickles down to you being an even better mom for your kids. So really awesome stuff here. I'm super excited to answer any questions that you guys have. If you want to learn more about my story and my journey as I started my bookkeeping business and transitioned out of a corporate role, and how that would look like for your family in depth, like the changes that you can expect to see in your family by, maybe only even doubling your income, you can go to my website and grab a copy of the ebook. It's right at the top. So if you haven't seen that yet, let me share my screen. This website here, stayatHomeBookkeeper.com, this is where you can go to grab a copy of the ebook. I'll put that link in here. This ebook is only $6. Why won't it let me paste? There we go. And if you want to see the whole journey, what it was like for me, you can check that ebook out. A lot of my students have said it's the best $6 they've ever spent because it really opened their mind and their ideas to how much better their life can be if they think outside the box a little bit. So you can grab a copy of the ebook there. If you've read the ebook and you're watching, let me know what you think of it. You can read about a little bit more about myself. You can read about my team here. We've got a lot of really awesome people on our team now. You can watch replays from the previous Tuesday lives where we've interviewed students. And next week, we are going to have one of our awesome students come on live because I'm going to be traveling. So she's going to come on live and she's going to talk about her journey and how she is able to only work 3 hours a day. And she's making, I believe it's about $4,000 a month, and she's only working 3 hours a day. So she's going to come on and talk about her journey as well next Tuesday. So make sure you guys put that on your calendar, sign up for our text alerts so that we can text you when we're going live. And you can do that also on our website as well. You can listen to some success stories that our previous students have had. We've interviewed a lot of students and they're listed there. We've got lots of wins. Another cool thing is our calculator. And this is a fun thing that you can play around with. If you want to know how easy it's going to be to replace your current 9-to-5 or replace your current take-home pay or how much money you need to cover all of your bills, you can play around this calculator. So let's say you need about $5,000 a month to cover all of your living expenses. If that's the case, you're only going to need about 10 small clients to be able to cover that $5,000 a month, which is really exciting because there's over 30 million businesses in the US alone, and you only need to find 10 of them in order to make $5,000 a month, which is so awesome. And if you want to know about how much time that's going to be involved in servicing those 10 clients, when you first get them on the first couple of months, it's going to take you about 16 to 17 hours per week to handle those clients until you've gotten them caught up, you've understood their spending habits a little bit more, and you have it in a routine. Once you've got that down, it usually only takes a month or two. Then you're going to be spending 10 hours a week or less servicing those 10 clients. So 10 hours a week for $5,000 a month of take-home pay. So super, super awesome, guys. I don't know very many people that work corporate jobs that can make $5,000 a month and only work 10 hours a week. So, and the other cool thing is it's very flexible. You can do it at 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 10 o'clock at night, whatever is going to be best for your schedule. And you can change it up at any point in time that you want to. So super flexible. You get to set your own day, your own hours, and you can even do all of it in one day a week and work 8 hours in one day and work 30 minutes the rest of the week. It's really incredible flexibility that you guys have. Ashley says, I just finished up the ebook last night. I have a discovery call tomorrow and I'm so excited to get started. Awesome. Congratulations, Ashley. I'm super excited for you. That's awesome. You're going to really enjoy your discovery call. Everyone that is on our team that you get to talk to when you book these calls are so friendly and so sweet, and they really, really care about our students a lot. So you really enjoy that call. Ask lots of questions. They will help you understand what your life could be like and help you reverse engineer a plan and decide which one of our programs might be best for you on enrolling. So yay, I'm super excited for you. Chandra says, I love your book. I laughed and cried because it totally hit home for me. Awesome. Thank you so much for that feedback. Yes, it's the journey that I went on is so very similar to so many people. And I love to be able to share that with you guys and help you just see that there are ways to change your life and better your life, and you're not stuck. Many of us think we're stuck. I know I felt super frustrated before I quit my corporate job because I didn't feel like I had any other option. I felt very stuck and I had no idea that starting my own bookkeeping business was such a great option until I was up against a wall and I didn't really have much of a much of a choice. So you guys all have that choice and you're not stuck, which is awesome. Ashley says, I agree. It was like she was describing me in a lot of it. Awesome. I'm so glad that you guys found me and you found this opportunity. I'm so excited for you guys. And then, of course, when you book a discovery call, we're going to go over our programs. We have our bookkeeping course, and you get the bookkeeping course for free when you enroll in the academy. And the academy is full of support. If you don't have previous bookkeeping experience, I highly recommend enrolling in our academy. It will just significantly reduce the amount of overwhelm that you feel when starting up a new business and learning a new skill. And it will help you get to success a lot faster. There's a lot of common mistakes that people make when they first start a business. They don't understand the value of the services they provide, so they don't quote high enough. And then they're working for less than subpar payment from clients. And that's when they get in this vicious cycle of their business feeling like a job. And the Bookkeeper Academy really helps you to make sure that you understand the value that we provide and that you are quoting appropriately to your clients so that you can make $100 an hour or more. And we only want you to make that, because when you are not making that, you should be playing with your kids. So our whole goal in the Bookkeeper Academy is for you to have a really awesome, rock solid business, but for that business to support the lifestyle that you want to live. So that's what the Academy is all about. And every single person has different goals with how they want to live their life. And so the Academy really, really helps you decide what is your goal and what do you need to do to actually get there. Because we have a lot of different coaches in our academy, and they all have different goals as well. Like I mentioned earlier, Crystal, she's going to be on here next week. Her goal is to have a very simple, manageable lifestyle right now. So she's happy with making $4,000 or $5,000 a month and only having to work 3 hours a week. She is very intentional that she wants to spend her time doing other things. Other people in there, they have different goals. They maybe want to see if they can save up for a house. Uh-oh, there goes my camera. Let me unplug it. They want to see if they can save up for a house. And so they're working hard to go on vacations and to save up for a house. I think my camera's back on now. Okay. Let me know if you guys stop hearing me for any reason. So there's lots of different goals, and we can help you, whatever your goal is, whatever your why, your reason for wanting to do this, and we can help you structure your business so that it provides that lifestyle that you want. And then a lot of people do want to see how far that they can take it. And so they want to build a team. And so we have an inner circle program with myself and Alyssa J. Dillon, and we help take the bookkeepers to the next level. So we help you scale your business with the marketing. We help you set your team up for success and build your team so you can be more in the driver's seat and be able to make 7 figures in a bookkeeping business without being the one that's doing everything. So lots and lots of options that you guys have. And as your family grows and the kids get older, you can change up your goals. And that's what's really cool about the bookkeeping business. It's very flexible. So you can keep it small at first if you want, and you can ramp it up later. You can also listen to some other podcasts that I've been on, lots of cool shows I've been interviewed on. And then if you want to go ahead and book a call, you can also do that right here from the website. And I will put the link to book a call directly on here as well. So you guys can book a call and chat with our team and get on their schedule so you can ask them lots of questions. And we love it when you bring your significant other with you. If they help you make decisions on these kinds of things, it's helpful to have them on the call so that they can ask questions and get comfortable with the program as well. We also don't mind if you guys have kids running around during these calls. It's totally cool to have little ones, and we all work at home with little ones as well. And we totally understand having them in the background. So don't hesitate to have them on the call with you. So let's see. So you guys got to ask me some questions, anything that you have on your mind. Ashley and Chandra, if you guys are still here, what questions do you have? Have you written anything down to ask the ladies when you hop on a discovery call? That would be a good question to ask me here as well. Let's see, I'm gonna look through and see if there's any common questions that we've had this week necessarily. Let's see, a lot of questions about laptops. A good thing to know about laptops is really when you start out, you can really use anything that just has an internet connection. Pretty much everything is online based, so you just need to be able to get online. As you grow, then you'd probably want to look into getting either a PC that has a lot of speed, or even if you stay with a laptop, then you can also get a double monitor so you can work really efficiently. Angie says, if we don't know anything about bookkeeping, will we learn from the academy? Yes, absolutely. Most of our students that come into the academy, they don't know anything about bookkeeping. We do have a handful of people that have accounting degrees or they've worked in administrative positions before, but most of our people come in and they don't know anything about bookkeeping. For example, Kendall used to be a dolphin trainer. She was a full-time dolphin trainer in the Florida Keys, and now she has a super successful bookkeeping business and is getting ready to hire her first full-time team member. So lots of awesome success there. Christina was a police officer that left the force and started her bookkeeping business, and within her first 12 months made $114,000. And she had no prior experience in bookkeeping. She was a police officer. So we've got a lot of stories like that, just really awesome wins, and you don't have to have that experience. Corey says, I don't like math, but that's okay for bookkeeping. Yes, absolutely. You don't have to like math. You don't have to be, a mathematician to be good or like bookkeeping. You don't even really have to like numbers. You just have to be organized. You have to be okay with taking data and organizing it. Some of it's words, some of it's numbers, but as long as you're okay with being an organized and working with those things, then you will do fine with this. You don't actually have to be good at math. I also use a calculator for literally everything, even simple math. Sometimes I'm embarrassed to say that I still use my calculator for that. And QuickBooks Online has built-in calculators inside the program. So you don't even ever have to even basic addition in your head. So super, super fine if you don't like math. Chandra says, I need some help deciding on a business name. Any advice on it? Great question. So we have a little module in the course once you get all hooked up, Chandra, and it kind of explains that a little bit, but I will just say, like, I wouldn't let your business name hang you up too much. Everyone does focus on like business name, logo, website, all that kind of stuff. They stress over it in the beginning. And I'd say just have fun with it. If you really aren't sure and you want it to be something super catchy or super fun, and you're really not sure, you can always set up your LLC as your name. So you could do like Nielsen Bookkeeping Services LLC, and then later you can change and like add a business name to it. So you could do like a DBA. So I later did Tiffany Higgins CPA LLC, and then I added like the Stay at Home Bookkeeper Academy on it. So you can always do that. People like to do fun, catchy names. Like my bookkeeping business was called Cloud9 Tax and Accounting Services. Then I changed it over to Cloud9 CPA because I wanted my clients to feel like they were on Cloud9, and I felt like I was on Cloud9 as a business owner. So that's what I did. But you can do something fun and creative, or you can literally just use your name, because one of the things that makes it so easy for people that don't have prior experience to be able to pick up bookkeeping clients is because business owners, they look for more somebody that they can count on and they can trust. And then they look at skill later. So as long as you are somebody that they can trust and they get to know you personally, and then you are able to find answers for them, even if you don't know them when they first ask, that's all the business owners care about, which of course in the Academy, we help you answer those questions for your clients, which is awesome. So really, even if you have your business name as your name, people are doing business with you personally, not necessarily with your business. So it's totally cool to have like a fun, catchy business name, or to have your bookkeeping business literally be your name. So however you want to do it is perfectly fine. If you do have some different ideas and you're thinking about, feel free to post them in the group. Everybody in here loves to help people name their businesses. So if you think of something fun, post it in here in the Have Your Cake and Eat It Too group, and we'll give you some feedback on it. Ashley said, I read in the ebook about setting policies and procedures. Do you walk us through all that as part of the academy? Yes, absolutely. We walk you through all of our, best practices when dealing with clients, from the very first time when you're marketing to when you have like an initial conversation with them, when you're quoting them, and then when they say yes, you have a whole process and procedure on onboarding them. So we have sample engagement letters for you to use, and we show you how to do the entire process with onboarding a client. So it's super seamless. So it's real easy to get started working with the client. And we help you set up procedures that gets you paid first, and then you do the work. And then you automatically get paid at the first of every month moving forward. So yeah, super, super awesome. Let's see. Ashley also says, what is the average upfront starter cost to get up and running? So starting a bookkeeping business is very, very low upfront costs. Really, the only things that you're going to need, if you don't already have a computer and internet and Microsoft Excel, you'll need those things. Most people have that. So that's like, not an additional cost that you're going to have. The only other things that you're going to want to pay to get started is potentially registering for your LLC. So the state has filing fees for that. We also have a really awesome company in the academy that you can utilize, and they'll actually set it all up for you. So that would be one of the only fees. You'll also want to register a domain name on GoDaddy, which can be as small as 99 cents for the whole year. And then that will enable you to be able to get an email address that's branded to your business. And the email usually costs about $6 a month. So super, super low cost. After you get your first client, that's when I would suggest that you get errors and omissions insurance, which usually ranges between $20 and $30 a month. So super low cost. Pretty much your first client, even if it's a super, super small one, is going to cover all of your expenses, potentially even cover the cost of the investment for the academy as well. So super, super awesome. Low cost, low operating expenses, low startup costs, and overall one of the most profitable businesses that you can enter into. You can even Google that. Forbes.com ranks a bookkeeping or accounting business as in the top 3 most profitable businesses that you can start. So it's really is, like, in my mind, the best business, the easiest business. And especially for those people that, like, maybe they don't want to have a team, they don't want to have people working for them. You can make up to $250,000 a year working 40 hours a week, as long as you quote appropriately the way that we teach in the academy. So if you don't ever want to have a single soul working for you, you can still make $250,000 a year. And then if your spouse ends up enjoying doing the work as well, you could be husband and wife team. And if you both wanted to work 40 hours a week, you could make $500,000. Like, that's what my husband and I were like on track to do when we had the business at that level. So super flexible. And then of course you can always utilize a team to be able to grow even further than that, which is awesome. Tiffany says, how much time should I expect to put into this business in the beginning? Oh, great question. So here's the timeline. So for about 7 to 10 days, if you put in about 2 hours a day, it's going to take you about 7 to 10 days to get through our main coursework, get your back office set up, get your business set up and going. After that, I recommend to keep utilizing those 2 hours a day to work on marketing. At the minimum, you want to do 30 to 60 minutes a day, but if you can do 2 hours a day working on our marketing plan, you will have so many clients coming at you within a couple of months that you will be able to grow it super fast. So really, it only takes anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours a day to really get this off the ground. Once you start, you got to stay consistent with what we teach you. And then once you start getting some clients. Sometimes it takes a couple weeks, sometimes it takes a month or so, but then you'll start getting some clients and you'll be able to start onboarding them. When you onboard the clients, then of course you're going to have a little bit more work with talking to them, gathering all their data, and then like completing that first client's bookkeeping work. So that varies just depending on the type of client that you get. We help you with all of that in the academy. And as a matter of fact, we literally do private one-on-one Zoom calls with you when you get your first client. So we can help you walk through that whole process in the most efficient way possible so that you also look like a badass rock star to your first client. And you won't feel like, that you don't know what you're doing. We're going to help make sure that you know exactly what you're doing and that you can wow your first client, and then you'll be ready for the next one. So number one pro tip though, is that even when you get clients coming in the door, you still need to spend a minimum of 30 minutes a day, first thing in the morning or whenever, to do your marketing. So you keep that momentum going. I call it the snowball effect. If you keep the marketing going and you're eventually like this snowball starts at the top and as it's rolling down the hill, it gets really big, and that's your ball of clients. And so you want to keep that momentum going. So even as you get some clients, you'll want to keep doing the marketing. So, but yeah, like anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours a day, and you will see massive success with this. Let's see. Next question. Is it important to get QBO certified, or should I spend my time marketing? Great question. So I only recommend people go through the QuickBooks Online certification if they feel they need that to help with their confidence. And ironically enough, usually when people go through that test, they feel less confident because those questions are designed to confuse and trick you. And they really have no basis on what real world bookkeeping is like. At least the last time I took the test, it is more so about high level uses with QuickBooks Online software, a lot less about actually doing the bookkeeping work. So it's nice to have a certification that you can show your potential leads. Hey, I'm QuickBooks Online certified. But the test is very cumbersome and annoying. So as long as you can tell yourself that you're going to be successful without it, you really don't need to do it. You can do it if you feel like it at any point. So, I mean, my wish for everyone is that they would just focus more on marketing, because that is the actual thing that's going to get you the lifestyle that you want. Becoming QuickBooks certified, probably not as effective as at getting you the life that you want. Marketing will be. And some people think marketing is a scary word, but really marketing is just a fancy term for letting people know what you do. So nobody is going to want you to be their bookkeeper if they have no idea that you offer bookkeeping services. So really, marketing is just a fancy term of like getting creative, however that feels comfortable to you, on letting people know that you are offering bookkeeping services. Ashley says, I already purchased the How to Set Up a Side Hustle with Full-Time Pay. If I decide to join the academy, can I have that class refunded, or can it go towards the cost of the academy? We do sometimes make adjustments for students if they've purchased the book or the bookkeeping course beforehand. Occasionally we do, if it's been very recent, we can apply it to your purchase, but typically in the academy, you just get that stuff for free. And what you're enrolling in the academy is for the coaching piece. But yes, we do make exceptions from time to time, Ashley. So you are welcome to talk to whoever you are hopping on a discovery call with, and they can address that depending on when they look up your account and everything. Teresa says, I've already got a DBA. When should I set up an LLC? Teresa, usually you want to have an LLC, and I'm not a lawyer, I can't give legal advice here, but usually you want to have an LLC for liability protection in case anybody would ever want to sue you for anything. You can get sued for all sorts of weird things, like you can get sued because you go sit at Panera and you set your laptop bag on the ground and someone trips over it. So like there could be a million different things that people could try to sue you for, and having an LLC is just one extra layer of protection. And as long as you're not in like California or New York, it's pretty inexpensive to have an LLC. For example, Missouri is probably the cheapest that I know of. It's like $50 to have an LLC in Missouri, and it's a one-time fee. So depending on your state, we also, in our academy, we have a company that we also utilize that will actually give you free legal advice and help you set up your LLC if you want. So let us know if you need help with that. What is an average revenue I could expect to see from a bookkeeping business? Oh, wow. That's a great question. So average, I would say average, just knowing what I know from all of the students currently in the academy, I would say an average for someone in their first year would be around $5,000 to $6,000 a month average. But most people end up getting to, let's see, $10,000 to $12,000 a month in their second year, depending on their goals. But it really, really depends from person to person, what your goals are. Why are you doing this? How much time do you have to put into this? And where do you want to see it go? Because like I mentioned, I mean, I was making almost $20,000 a month right before I sold my business, and I had 5 kids. I was homeschooling 2 of them. One of them was going to back and forth to part-time preschool, and the other 2 were twin infants that I was nursing, and I was making $18,000 to $20,000 a month, depending on months, and I got new clients and things like that. So you can really make whatever you want to make. It's really, the sky's the limit. So whatever your mind can see, and we help you work on that in the academy as well. If you have some money blocks or mindset blocks, I know we've all grown up in different situations and we have different views on money and things like that. There's a lot of money blocks that I had when I first started out that I have had to break. So we help people with that as well. So if you have any limitations in your mind on what you think you can earn, we can help you break past that, because you can make as much money as you want. And, me coming from where I was before, even now starting this academy, last year we made $3 million in the academy. That's mind blowing to me. So, there's never a limit to what you can do when you become a business owner. The only limit that you have is your mind. So we can help you break past any limiting beliefs that you have, help you set new goals, help you reach those goals. So lots of flexibility. So great question. Angie says, how do you find clients? So we teach this really in depth in the course and in the academy, and we have a weekly marketing call that you can hop on to get new, fresh ideas. But there's a lot of different ways, and we offer lots of different ways because we know that everybody in the academy is a different personality type. It's not we're all not accountants. There's so many different personality types in there. I'll give you an overview of some of the most effective ways. Number 1 is connecting with people on social media platforms, obviously. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, probably even TikTok, although that's so new to me. I'm not really sure, but I'm sure you can get clients on there. But really connecting with people. Facebook groups are huge, LinkedIn groups, anywhere your ideal client is hanging out and you can get to know them. That's one really easy and effective way to get clients. For example, Chelsea, who was in our academy, she had an in-home daycare. She was taking care of her kids plus several other kids all day long, 12 hours a day from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. She literally grew her bookkeeping business so that she was able to shut down her in-home daycare, all by connecting with people on Facebook and building relationships from her phone. Super easy to do. There's a couple of mindset blocks that you might have to get over depending on your comfort level with social media, but that is one thing. Another thing is in-person and virtual networking events. That is one of the best ways that I grew my bookkeeping business, networking in person. I used to take my 6-month-old to networking meetings and I would just meet people. And sometimes they were large groups, there was 200 people there. Sometimes they were small groups, 5 or 10 or 15 people. And whenever I would go, I'm an introvert, so I didn't want to be standing on a stage, talking to people. I would go and I would meet 2 or 3 or 4 people at each networking event. And then, when you meet people like that, they know, hundreds of people. And so they would oh, so Tiffany does bookkeeping. And oh, my other friend here, Tom, who doesn't know Tiffany, he just asked me for a bookkeeper. So now I can connect Tom and Tiffany, and then they can be working together. And then from there, Tom has a whole new circle of influence of people that I've never met. And then this person never met. And for me, I got really obsessed with networking because I realized every time I met somebody, they were able to change my life. Either they became a client or they referred a client to me, and that income took me to a new level. So I really got addicted to networking like that. It was really fun. And it still actually helped me to this day grow this business and, change my lifestyle by networking with different people. So I love doing networking. And then the other thing is like email marketing. So getting like business owners to become a client through email marketing is a little challenging, but it's something you can do if you're just totally need to do it behind the scenes. What we usually recommend though is if you're going to be emailing someone, you probably want to email tax offices, because if they are real heavy in tax, they're probably going to need supported on the bookkeeping side. And a lot of tax experts don't like to do bookkeeping. So you can always connect with them and offer to be the bookkeeper that they refer all of their clients to. So those are a couple of different ways that we suggest. And of course, there's a lot more options, and we go into depth on giving you guys fresh new ideas and angles for those particular methods as well in the Academy. So lots of really cool, easy ways. And by the way, most of those methods are completely free. You may have some small costs of joining networking groups or small software costs if you do email marketing, but it's very, very low cost, very cheap and very free. So mostly free. So yeah, great questions. I love it. What else do you guys have? Anything else for me? Let's see, I can hang on here a little bit longer. So. Let's see. What other questions do you guys have? Trying to read through some of the posts from this week. I see a lot of posting here about like technical questions too, and our Have Your Cake and Eat It Too group. Whenever you post a question that's really technical in the group, you're going to get advice from people that potentially are unqualified. So you're getting opinions from people that you don't know their background or education. Like for instance, Jenny commented and asked a question about, should I price my package, my services hourly or with package pricing? So if you ask questions in this group, Have Your Cake and Eat It Too, or any other bookkeeping groups out there, you don't really ever know who's answering them. So that's one of the perks that I really like about our Piece of Cake support group, is that when you ask a question in there, you're getting a response from somebody that is super qualified to answer your question and has been through that exact situation. So really awesome to be able to get those questions answered in there and know for a fact that who's answering it is going to be leading you down the right path. You are very welcome, Angie. Thank you for your awesome questions. And Chandra says, you mentioned a virtual event. Will you talk more about that? Yes, we are working on a virtual event and a live in-person event. So our live in-person event is going to be at the end of June. Right now it's scheduled for June 24th through the 26th. So if you guys want to mark your calendars, we're going to be inviting everybody to come to that event. It's going to be really awesome. We're going to have great speakers there, lots of fun stuff, lots of just getting together and meeting everybody and getting to know everyone as well. And lots of trainings and things like that will be offered as well. And even some special trainings for people that are in the Academy. So you're going to have we'll be able to split off. So if you're already in the Academy, when you come to our event, you're going to get some extra training on how to scale your business and stuff like that. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. We'll be letting everybody know. Tickets will be open here pretty soon for that. And then our virtual event, we're probably moving the date back for that because we are wanting to focus on our live in-person one first. So our virtual event will probably be pushed back to August or September. So it's going to be really awesome. And Ashanti says, any more associated costs other than marketing? Yeah, at the beginning of the live, I kind of went over, there's like 4 or 5 super small things that you need to get when you get started. And it's very, very, very minimal. You just need domain, email, and LLC fees. That's basically it. Teresa says, you mentioned errors and omissions insurance after onboarding your first client. Are there any other insurances we need up front? I think cyber insurance is something else that is recommended. I never had it. but it's something that I believe you can talk to our insurance agent about. We have a recommendation in the Academy. So you can get errors and omissions insurance and cyber insurance through them. You can also add a general liability policy onto your homeowner's insurance if you want. So I would just recommend talking to your insurance agent about all of this. That's just my own personal experience. I definitely do not have insurance training. Angie says, is there any one of the option you offer to be paid monthly? You do have the option to pay for the Academy monthly, but we do have partners that we partner with to help you get approved for a monthly payment option. So the best way to determine that is to book a free discovery call with us, Angie, and go over your options. And these partners that we partner with, they do free pre-approvals, so you can get an idea of what your monthly investment would be to enroll in the Academy. Great question. And again, next week, we are going to have Crystal on, and she is going to talk about her journey on how she only works 3 hours a week and makes $4,000 to $5,000 a month. And she's actually now somebody that is a student mentor for our program. And she also takes discovery calls and explains her the whole process to any new people that are interested. So you might actually see her on a discovery call. She's also going to be here next week to share her story and her journey, which is super awesome. And we are here every Tuesday, 11 a.m. Central Time. So if you guys have any more questions, post them on here, or join me next week and join Crystal next week and me the following week. And we will be so happy to help answer your questions and help you determine if this is something that's going to change your life for the better. All right, thanks guys. Thank you guys so much for all of your awesome questions, and we will see you later. Bye.